All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Trader Guru, where we show you how to make money. And right now, Bitcoin is in real danger. Let me show you why. If we go to the chart here, we are at a massive, massive, massive resistance. You can see that we've had resistance at many, many different places along the way. This is a real resistance, and that's where we are right here. What's going to happen? Are we going to break through, or are we going to get, and if we get rejected, you have to understand, this is a bearish pattern. Okay, and if we get rejected, we go down, then that potentially would only happen, I believe, if the S&P gets rejected. And right now, the S&P is actually going up. So let's talk about potential scenarios that might bring Bitcoin down instead of up. All right, so as I mentioned to you, we are in a descending triangle, and you can see that we have many connecting points here for the Bitcoin resistance that may stop Bitcoin from going up. Now, I would say that this will not happen if the S&P 500 keeps the uptrend. And we are in an uptrend until probably further down. However, there are many obstacles or potential catalysts for pumps if Bitcoin gets some good news. But we have on November 2nd, that's what that little dotted line is, the interest rate. So let's talk about that. Interest rate are coming up, and what do you think is going to happen for that?
Austin. Right. So it looks like the interest rates are still going up. I mean, the Feds haven't quite pivoted yet, although there has been some announcements in the market that the rates are going to be reduced, and they're not going to be increasing the rates at the same rate that they have been, which has been 75 basis points. So right now the rates are at 325. And you can see here that the probability for these rates to increase by 50 basis points is taking a large majority over the 25 basis points. And then the 75 basis points is sitting at a 0% probability. So
there you go. So that's probably why we're seeing a pump in the markets. So you can see, right, we've been pumping from the bottom. We have this green candle today. And so we have the rest of the week. It was only Tuesday today. So I do expect it to continue up. But mid-elections are coming up on the second dotted line, so we have time to bring it up. I do think that there's a lot of momentum to bring it up here. So we are both invested, Austin and I, going into the markets, hoping to make money. I see a lot of people on the sidelines. So I was looking at somebody was saying, I'm only 0.1% today. I was thinking, why? You know, so much opportunity to make money right now. However, there is risk. And I do understand why some people are holding back because of this, large, massive, downtrend, right? But what they're wondering is, are we going to break through that resistance here, right? Or are we going to be rejected or go back, or just in that kind of zone for a while? Let me just show you, right? Because if we get rejected, we could play in here for quite some time. But at some point by early November, we are going to break either on the upside or the downside. Now, do remember, I do want to educate you that this is a bearish pattern. This downtrend is a bearish pattern. We have not broken it yet. So we would say that it's a continuation pattern because it started from the top and then we got into this pattern here, as you can see, right? And it's usually going to break down. However, I would tell you, and I would think that Austin agrees with me, if the macro level continues up, there's a good chance that Bitcoin will break through. What do you think about that, Austin? You think we're going to break through? You think my thesis is correct that if the macro level is positive, which is positive right now, then Bitcoin will continue to be positive? Do you agree with that?
I do. I agree. So the question really then boils down to is, how much weight does the S&P 500 have on Bitcoin? And if you overlay the two, you can clearly see that Bitcoin and the S&P 500 have been following each other for years now. And, when the S&P pumps, Bitcoin follows. When the S&P cracks, Bitcoin follows. So as we see this pump coming, my expectation is that Bitcoin will pump and potentially break this pattern. However, that doesn't mean I'm going all in. I'm always prepared for the downside risk, which is that the danger there is that Bitcoin breaks down, right?
Well said. And we can see here, this is the orange lines is the Bitcoin, and the candles behind that are actually the S&P 500. And you can see they overlap. One goes up and then goes down. It kind of follows very closely. It's not exactly but we do have this thesis that it does follow the, you can see here pretty freaking close, right? It just exactly followed the S&P 500 here pretty much. So as all asset class, of course, are influenced by the macro like levels. So we can see that the pattern is not exact, but is very close. Okay, and you can see that over and over again, right? Look at a pattern, not exactly, but it does fit in. Look at this one, almost perfectly fitting in. So over and over again, if we overlap, like Austin says, it does follow the pattern. So that's why our thesis is that as long as the S&P keeps pumping on the upside and during an uptrend, it won't be until this next resistance that we know if we're going to break through or not, right? And we definitely need a lot of momentum to break through. So that's where we are right now. Bitcoin is at a resistance. So when we break through this resistance, I do expect a retest and a pump. I don't know how high we will go because everything will depend on where and if S&P 500 is going to break here. So that's where we are. I am invested, but as Austin said, we need to be cash positive. Very wise advice from a young man here. So if we, in case that we get rejected, then we definitely want to be cash positive to buy, because a lot of people are actually saying that we probably will go down. We probably will go down to that 13K like level. They're calling for a capitulation candle, which I'm sure could happen. And if it does, it could go all the way down to 13K, because when we zoom out, and when, as they say, when in doubt, zoom out. We do have some support at that level. If we go back and we put the support, we can see there's a lot of support at the 13K here. So if you add the line like this, it's actually 12,375. So a little bit under 13K. So if Bitcoin was to break down, that would be our buy level here. And that's why we say be cash positive, just in case that it breaks down. Now, if you want to know about altcoins and what to do, I do suggest that you go to the description and check out our pay to trade program. Otherwise, hope you've enjoyed today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, press notifications for future videos like this if you want to make money in crypto. Bye for now.